The best part of the pregnancy for me was when food was coming to the house.
Your fine is not as you used to say fine. Darren.
I've never seen that kind of case in my career.
It was Ghanaian money. I didn't see this coming.
There's a time we even ordered shawarma all the way from the island to the
Doctor, I'm not committing. I am pregnant.
You want Bobby?
You want us to admit you.
Today's conversation is about pregnancy. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's for a lot of people in society, it is supposed to be the crowning points of being married. Yeah. You know, most people, give us the impression that we get married so that we can have children, and you can't have children without getting pregnant.
Yeah.
So we've had a conversation about trying to conceive. We've had a conversation about, conceiving and then losing the pregnancy, which is one of the most difficult experiences of my entire life. But today we're going to talk about, actual, pregnancy, from hearing that, babe, well, positive. I mean, okay, no, let's start from I haven't seen my period. Why did they even say it like that? Like, it just makes it sound like, oh, something all lost. Yeah. Like, bro, if we've been trying, we're supposed to be like, yoo-hoo! Yeah. Let's start with, how was pregnancy for you? Not for her.
Okay.
Yeah, the focus is on the guys.
Yeah.
The husbands, the fathers. What was pregnancy like for you?
Okay. For me, it was a thing of joy, especially the way my wife broke it to me. It was on my birthday.
Come on, she timed it right.
Birthday. She timed it right, actually. She had already planned a surprise birthday for me. Then she told me the morning of the next day. I didn't even know my birthday gift was going to be given to me the next
day.
Everybody was in the house and we were all having fun, playing games, charades and stuff. And she was very active. Then I think we slept very late that night, watching a movie, and she just slept off. Then in the morning, it's time to clear the house because, party and had friends over. And then she was like, babe, I need to help me clear the dining while I handle the rooms, because we had friends stay over, so friends stayed over. And then I was clearing the dining, I just lifted one of the table mats, and I know what a PT test looks like, I saw something there, and I saw two lines. I said, I just shouted, I said, babe, what's going on here? She just came out smiling, said, happy birthday. I said, happy birthday. My birthday was yesterday. I said, this is like the last birthday gift, yes? So I was very, very elated. I remember carrying her up, we screamed, we said, yeah. It's not like we were trying for 1 year, just 3 months into this time. We're feeling like, we hit the jackpot. So it was a thing of joy for me. It was amazing. But then, moving from that time, then the serious things came. I saw her belly swelling up. I said, come. So this is how this thing really is. It was a discovery for me because most times when we try to, mirror pregnancy, we always look at it from the point of it's something to hide. Because before we became legal,
Can't have
impregnated a woman and all those kind of things. So all those feelings were like, okay, so I'm happy about this. But what happens from here? Her body changes, sometimes she will even ask you some things like, am I still
attractive? Oh my God.
Spot on. And I feel those things are trick questions because you never have a good answer.
Not on your life.
You never have. In fact, I think men need coaching for that specifically. Because she will come and say, I hope my body is still attractive for you. And I'll be like, and then the cravings came,
Ooh, what?
I remember one morning, we slept very late. She woke me at 5 or 8. Said, babe, there was something she particularly was craving at this period. I think it was the 3rd trimester. I'm not sure how this calendar is going anymore, but there was the high point of her cravings. She woke me up one morning and said, hey, babe, last night you told me that if I'm craving something, you're a nutritionist, you can tell how these cravings go. And I said, yeah, sure. Anything you're craving, just tell me. except we cannot get it around here. There's a time we even ordered shawarma all the way from the island to the mainland. A particular shawarma that had suya in it.
Wow.
So she called me and said she needed this thing, and she was waking me up at 5 a.m. I said, where am I supposed to get ewa going?
Ha!
That she needed ewa going, and that somebody, a fellow pregnant woman, had told her where to get it as early as 6 o'clock, because once it's 6:30, all the keke riders and Karaku, they finish their ewa going. So, bro, I found myself queuing up at 5:45 for ewa going. Thank God it was not so far from my estate. I just got there. I had not brushed. I just wore a shirt and went to line up with cooler. Other people trying to get ewa going. I bought 1,000 naira ewa going that day because I felt, okay, buy it and stock it up in the fridge.
Big mistake.
It's a big mistake because it hits different when it's fresh that day. So, I made my rounds to the market several times, very early in the morning. And then you come back and she tells you, the craving has gone. Yeah. So most of the foods that I was getting those periods, those odd times, ended up in the fridge and, it was discarded because it's spoiled. Yeah. And I feel it's just about helping her because it's also new to her. What is happening to her body is new to her, especially if it's your first child, like we have. So I just knew that all I needed to do at that point or through the pregnancy phase for her was offer support the best way I can, and also make sure she feels that there's a loving environment here, and she's safe. So that was it for me.
Sure. Did anyone feel pregnant while their wives were pregnant?
Yeah, I did.
Somehow I knew it would be you. And I've actually felt that way too. But yeah, let's hear you, bro.
Well, I think that I always anticipated the craving aspect, but we didn't really have so much of cravings as to our emotional imbalance.
Right.
I think if you have cravings, you are lucky.
Are you serious?
Any small thing now, she's teary. Any small, maybe she prepared our meals and probably I just squeezed face, maybe salt or maybe stone or something that I didn't even consider. She's attentive. She's like...
She just keep watching you like, let me see a reaction.
Are you uncomfortable? No, I'm fine. Your fine is not as you used to say fine. Darren. Guy, so for a while, because I didn't expect... the most popular one is the cravings now, so I was expecting the cravings.
You're ready for that?
And I was ready for cravings. I even had my way of dodging when she wants cravings safe. But this emotional one...
You didn't see it coming?
I didn't... No, it was Ghanaian money. I didn't see this coming. I did not. So it was very funny, so that to the point that, I was always picking my words, because I don't know what I will say now. You now start, sorry now, that's not what I meant. Uyama binu, this, No. But for the cravings, no, we didn't really have much of cravings. Outside of the fact that she can't do without ice block.
Oh yeah, man, because it feels like an oven in there.
Yeah. Then we had so many stories of, no, it is not good for a pregnant woman to have too much cold water, this, that, and I'm like, wait. They say you should not take cold water. And then they said, fine, you should be taking alcohol so that it will clean the body. I'm like, wait. How will you be drinking alcohol so that your baby's body will be clean when it comes? I'm like,
I've never heard that one.
There is no sorry. We stayed in the Lungus. Where the original trenches baby. So they will tell you that drink alcohol so that the baby will be clean, to come out clean and all. I'm like, what's the connection between your esophagus and your womb? Before you even get there, safe.
Like,
it's
processed.
So how we, but these things, because we are at least a little bit learned, and these ideas and suggestions are coming from people that are way before us and not as learned. So I kind of, like I said earlier, I kind of accept almost all suggestions and I sieve them. But as regards this our pregnancy experience, I know it was the emotional one that took me off. Our cravings were more always, she just wants ice. She just wants ice. So to the point that now I have to start getting her ice outside of public eye. so that all the
Yeah.
questioning and attacks won't be. So she has to go in to get her. So at the point, we, instead of giving her iced water, now we start getting her solid vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
So,
right, because,
so that was the idea. So we find a way to balance things out. Then for her, she's a person that takes her time to do things. Now, when she was pregnant, it was now worse.
Oh, man.
Like I said, I'm a patient person, but not that patient. While we were heading for, when we were in our third trimester, we were expectant. And on February 9th of 2019, that was my birthday, and that was the same day when Tolu the midwife had the first dad's antenatal.
Right.
I've always somehow prepared myself for that fatherhood kind of a thing. So next I had some little bit of preparation, so I could ask certain questions. So, but it didn't really come to guy, you are an expectant father, until when we went for the dad's antenatal. That was a month before our due date.
Yeah.
And we were taking classes and we were talking about postpartum depression and we were talking about bathing the baby. I'm like, So, and Tolu, the midwife will often say these things. Babies are not eggs. Yes, they are fragile, but they are not eggs. And okay, wait though. How will I carry baby first? How is the right way to carry a baby? You don't talk papa.
Are you ready?
Are you ready? So that class actually, while I was mentally prepared, but that class really did a lot of, how to prepare. Yeah, how to prepare bath the baby, carrying a baby, then changing diapers, and then take care. And also how to, I can't remember what this is, this practice of having a towel and the baby, swaddling. Yeah, how to swaddle the baby. That's the height of the class for me. Now I loved that practice. I did that a lot. And this morning after the baby's born, I'm carry, come, let me start it. So it was fun, but that class was like the Coco, are you ready? I think that class was the height of are you ready? Preparation of being a father for me.
What about you?
Okay,
At what point did he hit you that
I'm the last born of 6 siblings.
Okay.
So I bear my daddy's name, so they call me Junior.
Okay.
So when my wife told me she was pregnant, I was not in Lagos. So I just felt, okay, that's fine. But when I came to Lagos and I had to go and tell, my parents, siblings, because my parents had already died before then. So the way they kind of looked at me like, Junior, you are going to be a father. So I never thought of it like, I'm really going to be a father. But I think the experience I had was that, because I was not in Lagos, most times my wife's mom would call me and say, she's not feeling fine. So then I'll say, okay, you know what, let me just rush to Lagos. Now what happens is that anytime I come to Lagos, once she sees me, she'll be fine. So I kept feeling cool, like so most times when I'm outside Lagos, I'm waiting for them to come back. She's not feeling too well to come. So anytime I come around, she's always feeling better. And then the sex part was a little bit funny there because they would tell her like, let your husband have sex with you, so that then I would feel a little, because then the stomach had bulged, like still sleeping with you like this way. So, but I think the point where she was going to, we expected that she was going to deliver, and I felt a little bit scared because I did not have a car. And then where I was staying then, if you do not have a car and it's in the midnight, you're more or less. So it actually happened, I was out of Lagos again, and then she called that our water had broken and everything, and her mom was not around.
Wow.
So I had to just ask the guy that was working with me, like, let's just rush to Lagos, and we were at Ondo State. And then we came, we took her to the hospital, and then I had to run away because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. When they said she was going to have a CS, so I ran away again. I wasn't able to cope because I'm very emotional. So, but when I saw my daughter, I don't know, a wave, something like a breeze swept past me, and I realized like, okay, so this is real now. Like, okay. And then I don't know, I think at that point, I realized like I would have to be careful, even when I'm going out, and I have to be careful because, so it gave me some kind of experience, like I should be more responsible, to myself first, so that others to would not suffer for what I'm doing. So it gave me that experience, and it has still lived with me up till now.
I like that. Especially the part about, being more responsible for yourself. For me, the moment when it hit me that I'm going to be a father was way before he was born. It was when we did the sonogram. Right? And then we're sitting there, and then there's the screen, and then you can hear
Yes.
So, she was moving it around, and then we see him on the screen, and then we now listen. My wife she took a picture of me. My jaw was like, I was like, and she was just there laughing at me because apparently she had done one a couple of days before, but I was in Abuja at the time.
Okay.
So I came back and I was like, no, I want to see. So we spoke to her. Don't worry, we can do another one. And I was just there like, it was like I didn't fully understand what I was looking at. Do you understand? But it was just proof that there's an actual human being right there, and then we didn't even know if it was a boy or a girl. We just knew that there was a fetus, and the head was big, and the heart was pounding, and the doctor was like, heart's healthy. That's like, and we drove back, right, that day I was just sober. Because that was when it really occurred to me that, you're bringing another human being.
Yeah.
Like I'm the oldest child of my parents, right? So I've always been responsible because I have siblings that are younger than me. So I've always been the one that has to make the decisions, lead by example, don't misbehave, because if you do, your siblings will do it too, all of that. So I've always had that responsibility. But for the first time, I now had the responsibility that I chose.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Because my siblings, I didn't choose that responsibility.
No.
My parents, I didn't choose that responsibility.
Yeah.
My wife, yes, I chose that responsibility, but she's also a responsible adult. But this one is a responsibility that I consciously made a decision that I want this responsibility. I'm going to get it by, having unprotected sex and getting my wife pregnant. So it just dawned on me that, Ibro, this is the responsibility where you choose. There are no give backs. There are no cop-outs.
I don't do it again.
I don't do it again. So it completely changed my mentality. It blew my mind. I'm curious about your own moment, though.
It was quite similar to what you said. So there's this, I would say, ritual, not in that sense, that my wife and I do. I actually, I was one who instilled it in the family. Yeah. So I told her, okay, so now we're pregnant, right? So what I'm going to be doing for this child to feel me, even though the child is in your belly, because we like to balance things. Yeah, you're carrying the child, you're feeling the child every time. But for this child to feel me, I'm going to be rubbing your belly at night. I'm going to be praying for our unborn child. But I think the point where it hits me that, guy, you have a child coming into this world, was when, so I work late most of the night, and I just came in to talk my wife in. And I thought she slept, there's this thing they tell you in the antenatal classes that you only have to sleep this certain way. So she just slept anyhow, and I'm like, hey, this woman wants to choke this baby. At that time, I was not even thinking about my wife, I was thinking about
the baby,
baby. But when it hits me that you're actually expecting a baby, was looking at her belly, and I had already done this thing for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, thereabout, almost a month, trying to elicit some kind of response from the baby. Because all I was seeing was, baby, your belly was smaller than this last night. It's bigger this morning. You bloated. I was just looking at it like, it's just rising. But when it hit me that there's a baby in there was when I was the first person to feel the kick of the baby.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she was asleep. She was in deep sleep. Because we were still doing our normal Netflix and chill kind of life. So we had...
Those days are gone, bro.
I don't know whether she drank palm wine or something the night before. So she slept really deep.
Right.
She didn't even check how she was laying down. So I came and adjusted her. While I was adjusting her, I said, let me even massage this belly now and go back to my laptop. So I got stuck there doing, saying things. making proclamations. And as I was rubbing close to her navel, I just felt something like ripples. Yeah, I was looking for the word ripples. I said, what is this thing? I put on the light. I came close. I rubbed at that same point, and at that point, I was expecting a baby girl. Even though I was shocked to see a baby girl. So I was talking to her, I was like, hey, Chima, I've always called her name. I said, hey, Chima, I'm like, kick again for daddy. And my wife had not woken up with all of this conversation in the room. So I rubbed that place vigorously, and the baby kicked again. I said, this baby answered me. You know? Yeah. Bro, this was happening around 3 o'clock. I didn't sleep till morning.
Excitement was too much.
I didn't sleep. I stayed on my computer till morning. And that was like one of the nights I stayed all through the break. So she woke up and I said, baby, I asked me to tell you before I go to sleep. I said, what is it? I said, I'm not going anywhere today. I'm going to sleep all through because I was awake. He said, what happened? You didn't sleep all through.
I was like, that was your child.
I said, baby kicked last night. She shouted, it's a lie. You cannot do it. They had an argument. In fact, she's like,
how dare you feel the kick before me?
Till today, she doesn't still like it. So, but that was when it dawned on me that Jesus, there's a human being inside here. Because that kick was like a confirmation to me. And like you said, I just started, having drawbacks from some things I normally do as routines. Like, before, I would just take the car key and say, babe, I want to drive around. And she would be like, drive around, well, let's talk now. We can stay in the house. I say, no, I just need some air. I just want the breeze to hit my face. Like I keep telling people, my best hangout is at the beach because you see that unrestricted wave, that expanse of space. I just like that kind of, So I told her I wanted to just drive. I said, babe, you can't be driving anyhow. You just pick up the key. There's a baby we're expecting. Anything can happen in the street of Lagos. And I said, okay, that's true.
That's true.
Because this guy needs to see me, or this lady needs to see me in my A game, right? So it hit me when I noticed the movement. But it hit me even more when we were at the hospital and they said, it is now 2 cm. He's now 6 cm.
Oh, boy.
I said, wait, a human being is going to come out from here. And she said, you must be in the room. I said, baby, do I have to do this? You have to be there. You're the one that put me in the situation.
Oh, boy. It's the emotional blackmail.
And I said, okay, fine, I'll be there.
Thank you so much for joining us in this conversation. We could continue talking about the pregnancy phase because for a lot of men, that's the point where, a lot of reality sets in, and then we learn new things about ourselves and about spouses. It's a broad conversation. But we have a limited amount of time because you have other things to do with your day. I don't understand. Why do I still look pregnant? I'm like, bro, I think that only they look like that.
The first day my wife told me she was pregnant, I was not excited actually.
That thing can make you collapse.
Abi, last, I'll faint that. When I faint, just drag me, go on corner.
How are those women actually allow you to talk to them when you're never married?
Wow.
If you haven't seen the previous conversations, just check them out and look out for the next conversations. Thank you for joining us.